Suddenly I realized how important a place in our community chefs hold to disseminate information, talk about what the issues are in a completely non-judgmental way, not judgmental, just about learning and then with the knowledge that's gained, making proper choices. And that's what this whole event is about. And this event focuses on people in industry, people who are actually purchasing fish for hotels, restaurants, all over. So this is a kind of a landmark event in Toronto, and judging by everyone who's showing up now, I think it's a timely event. There's certainly a movement afoot, which I think is more about a shift in the way people are thinking, period, about how their place in community as it relates to the environment, as it relates to sustainability across the board.
We are producing smoked trout or smoked whitefish with smoked trout belly and a fennel apple salad. I think the first idea of this started with Chilean sea bass. That was written off the menu in Toronto back in 96, I think it was. That's when we started to understand that fish are in trouble, and most of the seas are being emptied of all fish, and there's only it's up to us as chefs and cooks to guide our guests.
Today I'm shucking a few oysters for the Sea Choice fundraiser. Sustainable seafood has always been a very important process that we oyster shuckers do, because the oyster tends to be one of those backbones of the entire ocean system. I find that the more oysters that are in the water, the cleaner the water gets filtered out of all the algae. It allows sunlight to get to the bottom and allows plant life to grow. And as the plant life grows, A, it provides oxygen, and B, it provides shelter for more fish, so the more fish can live in the ocean. It's one of those vital little backbones. The more oysters there are, the more healthier that the ocean will become. And the more oysters you eat, the more I'll have to shuck, the more we'll have to grow. It's like a domino effect. It goes forever.
Today we're serving a beautiful ahi poke, which is a Hawaiian dish. It's a take on a yellowfin tuna dish. And the reason that we're serving it is because it is hand-line caught. We actually have certification from the Philippines, from the fishermen themselves, on the hand-line caught tuna that are done on 12-foot poles with nylon rope and live bait. And this is the safest and most sustainable way to catch fish outside of going out there and doing it yourself. So today we're doing that with a beautiful pineapple and Ontario Wild League salsa, and we hope you enjoy.
I'm chucking some lovely Saint Simon oysters that are grown by Andre Mallet and his family. Thank you, love. And they are grown up in Shippagan, New Brunswick. It's a really good farmer, and they do a really good method. It's all in bags on the top of the water table. It's a very manual, labor-intensive method of farming oysters. You know, of all the foods here, this is number one food. Oysters is it's the choice of anyone that cares about the planet and they're looking for some protein from the sea.
In order to better influence fishing policies, we really needed more voices to join ours in that effort. And no better voice than the voice of the marketplace, especially for something like seafood. So the more we have people thinking about this, talking about it, and promoting it, the better able we will be to change what's happening in the oceans. And in the end, for us, that's what it's all about. It's ensuring healthy oceans, ensuring healthy fish stocks.
I'm a fish eater. I've been eating fish for the last 14 years, and I was trying to educate myself about how to eat lower down in the food chain. So that's what the book is about. And along the way, I was, I was curious about some of the bigger species that are around, bluefin, that kind of thing. So I'm an experiential journalist, and I wanted to go out and see where these things were eaten in their original context. So So I designed this round-the-world trip starting on a lobster boat in Nova Scotia, hitting the big seafood markets of the world, Fulton, for example, in New York, Billingsgate in London, Fiji in Tokyo. Talking to fishermen, going out on day boats, and seeing what was happening to the ocean. The situation is pretty dire. A lot of big species are being fished to commercial extinction. I think that the hope lies in educating consumers, talking to chefs and fish sellers, and that would be a fantastic start. I don't think the oceans are doomed by any stretch of the imagination. We do have to change our eating habits, though, and one of the best ways to do it is to start eating lower down in the food chain. Not at the tuna level, the swordfish level, but more at the herring, mackerel level, sardine level. And there's fantastic culinary traditions around the world that have been cooking with these things for generations.
I really want to thank Toby and Jamie for the wonderful support that you've given us since before the beginning. You know, I was thinking we're in Toronto, we could maybe talk to Jamie and do an event, and she said, let's do two. You know, this is the kind of enthusiasm that this woman has brought to the movement, and I can't thank you enough.